Okay guys, I assume you saw part 1, 2, and 3. Well, in this video we're going to do the actual texturing. Here we go. This video has been made possible by Leidschendam, the creators of Keyshot. Okay guys, well, it's texturing time. So in part 1 we did the modeling in Maya, in part 2 we did the UV mapping, part 3 we did some texture prepping, and in this video we're going to do the actual texturing, right? Now we need to check a couple of things before we export our model for Substance Painter, and mainly it's to make sure that everything is clean, set up, named properly, and so forth. So if I open up the outliner here, you'll see that I created a group called Warhammer, and you can do that by just drag selecting everything and then Control G to group, and then go in here and double click and name it whatever you want, and then make sure that everything else below this is named as well, right? So I got my strap here, and I'll just go in here and hit 4 for wireframe mode so you can see it better. So we got the strap on the bottom, we got the handle, which is the entire handle, we have the hammerhead, we have the strap rivets down here, we have the strap eye to hold the strap, and then we have the rivets on top there, right? So everything's named, all the history is deleted, froze transformations and so forth, right? Now the second thing here is, of course, to make sure that your UV is in order, and we did that last time. I tweaked it a little bit to make the layout a bit cleaner, but that's it. And then of course we have our color layout. So I'm going to go in here and hit 5 for shaded mode, so we can see our colors, and these are not obviously the colors we're going to use. These are just placeholders or identifiers, right? Now, when we select all of these, because of the fact that each part that we want to apply a different material to has a different color, we will be able to do that in Substance Painter, right? So now that we have all of this, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to File, we're going to go to Export Selection. Make sure you have everything selected, obviously, because otherwise it won't export right, or you can do Export All. So Export Selection, I'm going to overwrite my low poly hammer UV right there. Just Export Selection, overwrite, yes, there we go. And then it's time to jump into Substance Painter. Alright guys, here we are. So we're going to go up here, we're going to go to File, we're going to do a New, and then we're going to go in here. I'm going to leave this at PBR Middle Rough, and we're going to select our file, and I'm going to go in and select my low poly hammer, and click Open. And I'm going to leave everything else alone here, right? Now let's just go in here and click OK. And that should bring our hammer, and it does. There you go. And you can move this around as per usual. What you'll see here on the right is I can go in here and turn off all the individual parts one by one. And what you'll see here is, because of that, we can work on each individual layer, right? So we go in here, we got those little straps on the hammer itself, we got the hammer head, we got the little rivet on the strap down there. We got the strap itself, we have the strap eye, we have the bottom part of the handle, we have the top section there, and then we have the main handle in the middle. All right. So now that we have all that, we can bake our initial texture sets. So we're going to go in, and I think I'm missing my rivets here. There you go. So we can go in here, and we're going to go to Texture Set Settings. I'm going to scrub down a little bit, scroll down, and we're going to go to Bake Mesh Maps. Now once we do that, we have the option to load up the high poly mesh, and we'll do that here. We're going to go in and select our high poly, click Open, and then on the left here, we don't need everything that's listed here. We just need a few of these, especially not the vertex color and so forth. But I'm just going to leave all of that alone. I'm just going to bake all texture sets. It will take a while, but you know, it will get the thing done, right? So here we go. And that will create some error messages down here, but don't worry about that. That's mainly because of the vertex colors. Okay guys, well, as you can see, the initial bake has been done. All the layers came in properly, and we don't see any obvious artifacting, so that's good. We didn't do too much in ZBrush, but you will see some detail going on here, for example, on the top straps, on the hammer here and whatnot. which is nice. But keep in mind, this is a tutorial. If you were doing this for yourself, you wouldn't have the entire process done in an hour. You would probably be doing 3 to 4 hours or something like this, right? So just keep that in mind. And when you're doing this for yourself, do take that time, okay? As always, I just want to show you guys the process. Right, so we got this, and we have all the layers here, and let's get started with our texture. So what I'm going to do is click on solo to just have this as a solo selection, the initial rivets here, and we're going to use the smart material on that. So I'm going to go in here, and I already typed in steel. We got a couple of options here. We got steel scratched, we got steel stained. This one is a bit too much, I think. So we're going to use the smart material steel stained. We're going to drag that in here and drop that on. Now immediately you see that material applied to our rivets. And then because of the fact that this is a smart material, you can double click on this folder. You can go in here and, for example, you have the option to tweak the amount of dirt and whatnot. I'm just gonna leave that alone, right? Okay, so we have that. Now this is the initial one. We're not going to use that. We're going to jump to the second one. We're going to close this one. And here you have that initial section of the handle. Now, because of the fact that it's so straight, we could put steel on it, but let's try and see how it looks when we use wood, right? So let's just go in here and try a wood selection. And let's see, that's pretty cool, walnut. So make sure you have your layer, otherwise it won't show up. We're going to go and we're going to try that, okay? Let's drag that in there. We're going to turn the ones back on that we've already done. Okay, and we'll again, you can tweak all that. You can open up that folder. You can go in here, change the fibers. You can change all sorts of stuff, but we'll leave that alone for now. All right, let's go on to the next one. That's that section on top there. Now, let's see what we want to do. It has to be quite strong, and we want to do most likely steel, I would say, but not necessarily the same one. So we'll type in steel once again. And maybe you can even use a painted steel and go in and turn it black or something, right? Actually, I think we have a black steel. Okay, so again, as before, make sure we got this layer selected. I'll take this one, I'll bring it in, give it a second, and there you go. That looks quite clean, actually, maybe a bit too clean. So let's see what alternative we have, and I'm just going to delete this one. Let's go in here. Let's go to our regular materials and see if there's anything there. That's all way too clean. I know there is a material here that I might like. Yeah, this guy. So we're going to drag that one in. And then we're going to go in here and I'm going to double click on this folder and I want to change the metal base. So go in there. We're going to go into the color and let's push that more towards black like so. Much better. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go to the next one, which is going to be the bottom section there. Let's see if we have something like leather that we can use for that, or at least something close to that. So let's type in leather. We got all sorts. We got this here, but that looks quite clean. This is a bit better. It's damaged. Okay, so as before, make sure you have the right layer selected like this. We're going to use leather damage. We're going to drag that in there, and there you go. And that is actually quite intense. So let's see what we can do there. And the base color, let's go in and maybe make that a little bit darker, like this. Then you have the letter pattern that you can play with. I'm okay with that. Let's see, damages here. Not giving me what I want, but I guess it's not too bad. So we'll leave that, right? Okay, so we're going to go to our next one here, and then we have the eye here. Now that's supposed to be quite sturdy, of course. So let's go in here and use steel, and we'll use this one. Make sure we got the right layer. Steel stained. There you have it. Let's move on to the next one. And obviously I'm speeding through this, but like I said, I don't want this to take forever, right? Of course, this is going to be leather. Maybe we'll find slightly different leather, something like this, leather rough. Make sure you got your layer. drag that in, drop that on, there you go. That's maybe a bit bright. Let's go in and let's see what we got here. Let's push that more towards a darker color, and that seems to be the dust color, so that's not what we want. Let's go in here. That's the leather base. Let's see, what do we got here? This, I want this to be something that is quite rough, and I think we'll go with something that's pretty much the same as the one we had, right? So let's try this. I think that's okay. However, the direction is not okay. So let's go in here and let's see how we can change that. The pattern, I would say. And we have a rotation that we can do. And that's working quite well. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we have that. Let's go on to the next layer. These are going to be our rivets. We're going to do steel, of course. Let's take these guys, make sure we got the right layer. And we'll bring that in. And there you go. And then we'll go out a bit, and then we'll scrub down, and then we have the main hammer, and once again, of course, steel. This one is dark and stained. Let's see how that looks. And that one's quite important, of course, because it is a very prominent piece. We definitely want this to be a bit damaged, not necessarily rusted. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this one for a second. That might work. Not crazy about it, but it could work. Let's see if we can tweak the color maybe a bit. Let's go into the base metal here. If we push this a bit darker, that's not too bad. It's kind of neat actually. Yeah, so let's do that. I'm good with that, and then we'll go into the final layer here, which are going to be the straps here. And let's see, for that we'll do a leather once again, and to be consistent we're going to use the same leather. And there you go. So we're going to go in and we're going to render this. All right, so we're going to go up to mode. We're going to go to rendering. Okay guys, so we're in rendering mode. Let's see what we want to change here. If anything, we're going to go in here. We got our samples. Let's increase the minimum samples a bit. Time, and leave that alone. We don't need caustics. We can change the viewport resolution if you want. 1920 by, let's do 1280. Let's see, we got display settings here. I'm going to leave all of this alone, and that as well. Let's see what we got. Our environment, we can rotate that a little bit if we want the light or shadow in a different position. I think this is not too bad. The exposure, we can increase or decrease that if you like. That's kind of blown out, so let's keep that a bit lower. And we can change the environment maps if we want a different map for lighting. We can go in here and change that. That has a kind of a greenish look to it. I think that's kind of cool. We have a dome right now. You can change that as well. I can leave that alone. You can change the radius. You can make it quite large or quite small. A bit larger looks okay. And I chose to use a clear color in the background. So if I turn this off, I will see my actual dome, and by turning that on, I'll have my clear color. Now, let's see if we want to change this to black maybe. Yeah, not bad. We'll do that. And I'm happy. So we're going to go up here, and let's see where we're at. And it's rendering, as you can see. So we'll give that a sec until we are done. And there you go. So I'm happy with this for the amount of time that we spend on it. So I'm going to go to Save Render, and I'll call this Warhammer Final, and I'll save that out. And that completes our video, guys. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little series. If you have any questions or modeling issues or stuff that you find hard to model, please let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to help out. Okay? Well, thank you guys for watching as always, and see you guys soon. Bye. Well, thanks for watching. And before you go, please hit that MH button to subscribe, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.